Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Welcome to the graduation ceremony at the University of Akron. Please take a moment now to identify the nearest exit to you so you can safely exit the building if it should become necessary to do so. Out of respect for the dignity of this ceremony, we ask that you turn off your cell phone, pager, or other personal communication or entertainment devices. Please refrain from using personal communication devices during the ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding of this request. Our graduation ceremony will begin in a few moments.
Candidates, please be seated. Mr. President, the candidates are assembled.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to extend to you a most cordial welcome to all of you who have joined us for the 219th commencement ceremonies of the University of Akron. Graduates, welcome, and welcome to all the parents, spouses, relatives, friends who have made this day possible, for the achievement, for coming here today to share your pride in this wonderful celebration. Now, at this time, will everyone please rise and join Catherine Miller in singing our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Today, we are gathered in formal convocation with graduates in the areas of arts and sciences and military science. Our fall class of 2016 consists of 1,372 candidates from 24 states and 28 countries. This group includes 52 candidates for doctorate degrees, 29 for Juris Doctor degrees, 310 for master's degrees, 858 for bachelor's degrees, and 197 for associate's degrees. We will begin with a few important introductions. First and foremost, we are joined by representatives of more than 700 of our distinguished faculty, those who care, those who devote their lives to educating our students. The faculty that are represented here today include the ceremony's Grand Marshal, Professor of Philosophy, Dr. Priscilla Sakulis. In addition, will all of our faculty please rise and be acknowledged? Thank you. We are also honored to have with us members of our Board of Trustees. I ask that they stand as I call their names and remain standing, and that we hold our applause until everyone has been introduced. The Chair of the Board of Trustees of the University of Akron, Mr. Roland H. Bauer of Silver Lake. Our Vice Chair, Mrs. Olivia P. Dimas of Richfield. Mr. Warren L. Wolford of Akron. Mrs. Jennifer E. Blickel of Akron, and Dr. Alfred Seraldo of Akron. We also have our two student trustees, Darnell Davis Jr. of Akron and Zachary Michael of Canton. In addition, the board is served by two elective officers, the Secretary of the Board and our University Vice President and General Counsel, Mr. Ted Mallow of Greene, and Assistant Secretary of the Board and Associate Vice President and Deputy General Counsel, Ms. Celeste Cook of Medina. Of note, Mr. Mallow will retire on December 31 after after half of a century of association with this institution. He's been a student, obtaining 3 degrees. He's also been a student athlete, then a faculty member, an administrator, and a board officer. In fact, Mr. Mallow, you might know, is the longest continuously serving Assistant Attorney General and General Counsel among all Ohio state universities. And he's even worked with 8 University of Akron presidents. Next spring, he will be presented with an honorary Doctor of Laws degree at the law school commencement ceremony. Now, please join me in greeting our trustees and our board officers. Thank you. We're also pleased to have with us, representing the University of Akron administration, many individuals, some of whom you've had contact with and maybe others who you haven't, but I can assure you that behind the scenes they have been working tirelessly on your behalf. We have our Senior Vice President and Provost, Dr. Rex Ramsier, the Dean of the Williams Honors College, Dr. Lakeisha Ransom. We have Chief of Staff to the President, Ms. Barbara Weinzierl, Executive Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Chan Midda. We have our Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. John Messina. Our Vice President of Development, Ms. Kimberly Cole. Dean of the Buchtel College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. John Green. And Dean of the University Libraries, Dr. Amy DeChambeau. Will you please join me in greeting these colleagues? Thank you. We're also pleased to have with us on the stage today other very important members of the university family and special guests. And I would like to introduce them as well. We have our Associate Director of the Center for Advising and Student Success and University Orator, Mr. John Lanshey. Associate Professor of Communication and University Orator, Dr. Heather Walter. Adjunct Professor of Military Science and Leadership, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Gonzalez. Director of Alumni Relations, Mr. William Coleman. And our vocalist, who you just heard from, Ms. Catherine Miller, who's also a student in our School of Music. Will you please join me in greeting these individuals as well? Thank you. I would now like to ask Mr. Roland Bauer, Chair of the University of Akron's Board of Trustees, to extend greetings on behalf of the board. Mr. Bauer.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Ted Mallow, for your 47 years of distinguished service to this university. Good morning. On behalf of the University of Akron's Board of Trustees, I offer a warm welcome to our guests and especially to the fall 2016 graduating class. Graduates, you are the sole reason why this university exists, and we thank you for entrusting us with your higher education. You had many options from which to choose, and we sincerely hope your Akron experience has proven that you chose wisely. In addition to conveying our gratitude, we want you to know that we appreciate and applaud your accomplishments here. Through great effort and perseverance, you have seized opportunities to broaden and sharpen your thinking, expand your worldview, attain professional and personal growth, and become educated citizens. Now you will have more and greater opportunities to thrive, to contribute, and to serve. My fellow trustees and I wish that the journey awaiting you will be filled with good health, good fortune, and continued success, and will, from time to time, lead you back here to your alma mater. We are honored to join with your families, friends, and faculty in celebrating this important milestone. Congratulations and all best wishes for the holiday season.
Thank you, Chairman Bauer. Chairman Bauer, fellow trustees, distinguished faculty and administrators, guests, proud parents, family and friends, and of course, my dear graduates and part of the University of Akron family, our class of 2016, congratulations to each one of you. Today, I have the opportunity to offer a few words and insights based on my experiences, and I'm truly honored and humbled by the privilege to do so. Today, I want to talk to you about a number of things. But if you think about the graduation ceremony that we're here experiencing today, this concept of graduation is often referred to as one of life's milestones. Not only does graduation constitute a ceremony, in fact, we all dressed up, marks the conferral of a university degree. And it's also an event from which we consider how far we have come. The second way that you can look at a graduation ceremony like this relates to its name, a commencement ceremony. I remember I was always confused. You would get to the end of a journey and they would call it a commencement. Well, symbolically, this indicates the start of a new journey, and it indicates that you still need to go much further. There's also a third way to look at today's milestone, one that I strongly urge you to adopt. For the moment, I urge you to ignore the past and the future. Rather, I want you today to focus on the present, and I want you to appreciate where you are right now. By that, I mean this very moment, sitting in this beautiful performance hall that we know as E.J. Thomas. You're wearing a cap and your gown. In fact, it may be something that you will never, ever do again. And please note that I did not say observe where you are now. I said appreciate where you are now. Because today you become college graduates, master's graduates, or PhD. And I want you to realize how truly rare that is. Less than half of all adult Americans have an associate degree or higher. Worldwide, it's estimated that only 7% of the population hold a college degree. If you think that that club sounds exclusive, I want you to put it into the perspective of time. The first university was founded in Morocco in 859. So if you factor in all humans who will have ever lived over these past 1,127 years, if my math is correct, I'm a lawyer, so don't challenge me on that, and how tiny a fraction of that total held a college degree, I think you will begin to realize that you have earned your way into a very, very, very exclusive club. One that is equipped to make a difference and assist others in so many respects. That, in and of itself, should make you feel accomplished. It should make you feel confident. But more than anything, I deeply hope that it makes you feel profoundly grateful, because philosophers, saints, sages from nearly every culture and in nearly every age have reminded us that happiness begins with a sense of gratitude. So today, as you focus on today, it's truly a day of gratitude. It should be gratitude that you made it. Gratitude for the lessons learned, the knowledge gained, and the skills developed. I'm sure you've learned things that you should do, and probably even things that you shouldn't do. But I hope that you have gratitude for those who supported you throughout the process, possibly your family, your friends, your professors, some staff members, your mentors, or maybe just that simple someone who was there by your side. Hopefully, you've got much gratitude for this great university. I certainly do, and that's why I'm here serving you. The great Roman senator and philosopher Cicero once said that gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but it's the parent of all others. So think about what you can do with this sense of gratitude. You can build up your university in conversation and support it in action going forward. In fact, as I expend significant efforts and energy telling the world about the greatness of our institution and the greatness of each one of you, I invite you to do the same. Building up the University of Akron in conversation not only will enhance the reputation of the university, but think about it. It will give added value to your degree. In a sense, you've purchased stock, and our stock market can only go up. And the more you talk positively, the more you can contribute, the greater the value you have for your degree. We're all vested in this great university that has a heritage and tradition of 146 years. As graduates of this great university, you now possess a combination of knowledge, education, capabilities, and opportunities that are unavailable and inaccessible to a vast majority of people on this planet. So that begs the question, what are you going to do with this potent combination beyond just showing appreciation? To me, I think the responsible thing, the moral thing, the right thing to do is to put your education and everything that you have learned to use. Not only for your own benefit, mind you, but for the benefit of your family, your friends, your community, and society in general. So how best to do that? Well, let me give you 4 tips. First and foremost, recognize that each day will bring choices that shape the person and professional you will become. Some choices will be momentous forks in the road. However, most will be small and simple decisions that relate to how you conduct yourself, how you carry out your responsibilities, and how you interact with others. I would encourage you strongly to show respect, tolerance, compassion, and hope. Choose to act ethically, responsibly, and consistently. You will find that the choices you make not only shape who you are, but also your profession and, to a degree, even society. As graduates of the University of Akron, you're destined to become great leaders within your family, your community, your profession, and society as a whole. So keep that in mind when making small decisions as well as great ones, because you truly can impact those that are around you. Oftentimes, it's just those small and simple decisions. The second tip that I have is make sure that you do not approach your future career simply as another job. In fact, think about it. We all hold valuable roles in society. Through your education here at the University of Akron, your role is likely enhanced as you will have greater potential and more opportunities. Keep in mind that your profession not only benefits you, but it contributes somehow to the greater good. In fact, if your profession doesn't contribute to the greater good, again from the mindset of a lawyer, probably means that whatever you're doing isn't legal, because all legitimate professions can have that positive impact. With the realization that you can do good comes the responsibility to maximize your contribution to the best of your ability. As you go forward, engage in acts of random kindness, draw upon the skill and the knowledge that you have obtained, because you know, what we do affects others. We carry a moral duty to do our best. In fact, I hope that your experience here at the university has taught you to do your best, to work hard, to contribute, and to always strive for excellence, because there's much greatness in excellence. The third piece of advice that I want to share with you today is that you should always take the high road in whatever you do. I encourage you and invite you to respect the rights and opinions of others, especially when they differ substantially from your own. Maybe you've had an experience where someone said something in class that you thought was inappropriate. How did you react? Did you just listen silently? Did you raise your hand? And respectfully, changed the tone of that conversation? Did you regret that you didn't say something? What I encourage you to do as you go forward is to look to understand other viewpoints. Seek ways to diplomatically build bridges. As a college graduate, you now should be uniquely positioned to understand, assess, analyze, advocate, and discover creative solutions. Life should never be a zero-sum game. I remember growing up as a young high school student. I lived a sheltered life. I thought that life was all about me. Thought that life was all about the community in which I lived. And one day, at the age of 18, I volunteered to do missionary service for my church. Didn't choose where I could go. I was your meat and potatoes kid. I had been deemed in my neighborhood to living the life of Dennis the Menace. No, I never did anything illegal. But I was your standard meat and potatoes guy. And when my church said, Matt, we want you to go to northern Japan, my family and friends thought that would be a great missionary experience. I didn't want any part of it. I knew they ate a lot of rice in Japan. I hated rice. I thought it tasted like cardboard. This is back in the 1980s, this idea of eating raw fish. There was no way I was eating sushi or sashimi. And I knew the Japanese spoke this very difficult language. My fear was I would show up in this foreign land, unable to speak the language and tell anybody that I needed some real food, and that I would pass away. But what I learned from my experience in Japan as I walked around the frozen tundra of northern Japan, if you thought Ohio was cold, it doesn't compare. As I walked around and I met people from different walks of life, as I pondered, as I observed, I discovered that life was not about me, that there is no one right way to do things, that we should look to expand our horizons at all points in time. In fact, if you look fast forward to today, as I look around now, what I see is that technology has enabled and even encouraged us in many good ways, but in many bad. In fact, it's encouraged the creation of personal echo chambers. Oftentimes, today, we see only the news that interests us, where we hear only the views that support our own, and where we experience only art and culture that we're accustomed to. We can and should reverse the current rise of discord and dissension in society by appreciating that individuals who hold different opinions, they're not necessarily evil, nor are they necessarily wrong. We're all brothers and sisters as part of one family. Two people can observe the same event and honestly draw different conclusions. In fact, there's far more common ground among us than we realize if we'll just stop, if we'll listen, if we'll respect, if we'll employ what we've learned here at the university to understand. My fourth and final piece of advice is to follow your dreams with the realization that your dreams may change. In fact, if you don't obtain your dream immediately, whatever it is right now, see it merely as a delay or a detour. It should never be a dead end. Know that it takes more than simple ambition, though, to fulfill your dreams. As I stand here before you today as the 17th president of the university, you may look at me and think, wow, it must have come easy. But I'm here to tell you, nothing ever comes easy. I've had to work, I've had to scrap. As I've sent out job application, I've gotten many, many more rejections than I had employment offers. But what I've learned is when you work hard, you're rewarded. When you remember who you are, you can succeed. In fact, one thing that I have found, a technique, is to surround yourself with people who believe in you and who encourage you. I'm always indebted to my wife of 26 years and to my parents for what they did to support me. Form relationships and nurture those. In fact, in your most difficult times, the people who love you, your family and friends, will sustain you. This certainly includes the friends that you've made here at the University of Akron. And I hope that it includes those of us who are up here on the stage spending our Saturday mornings with you. Go out, pursue a dream that's worth having. See that it includes, though, the giving of your time, talents, and the treasures to other people and to great causes, because these will be the sources of genuine and lasting joy. If you live your life solely for money or for position, you risk wasting it in a shallow and unfulfilling pursuit of shadows. The real wealth in life is in your friendships, in your family, fulfillment in your career, the satisfaction of overcoming obstacles, in your relationship with your God, and in what you have contributed to others. By seizing your opportunities, putting in the effort and enduring the sacrifices, you have now earned the right and the privilege to be counted among that tiny fraction of people who have enjoyed the benefits of being college graduates. So, celebrate this day. Turn to tomorrow with confidence, with gratitude, and with resolve to make the most of what you possess. Graduates, Godspeed, and good luck.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond thy years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you. I now invite Provost Ramsier to come forward as we proceed with the awarding of degrees.
Ladies and gentlemen, by your presence here today, we know that you understand the value of education. Universities are also involved in expanding human knowledge. Our faculty and students do so by engaging in research and scholarly activities which lead to new discoveries. The students you are about to meet have contributed to this process of knowledge creation. Will the Executive Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Chand Mitta, please rise? Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree please rise? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of the graduate school. With the approval of the Executive Dean and the graduate faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsier. Congratulations, candidates, on this remarkable achievement. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio. And upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the highest requirements of this university, the Doctor of Philosophy degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this achievement, you will now be vested with the hood of the Doctor of Philosophy and receive an appropriately inscribed diploma.
Doctors of Philosophy, please come forward to receive your diploma as directed by the University Marshals. We ask the audience to please hold your applause until the last name has been called. Receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Kulapa Shanawamo, hooded by Dr. Christopher Ziegler. Adrian Sampson, hooded by Dr. Linda Subich. Olga Volkova, hooded by Dr. Raymond Cox. Mary Wade, hooded by Dr. Matthew Becker.
Will the candidates for the master's degree please stand? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of a master's degree program. With the approval of the executive dean and the graduate faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive their master's degree.
Thank you again, Dr. Ramsier. And congratulations to you all. Again, exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the requirements of the master's degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this achievement, you will now receive the appropriate diploma.
Candidates, please come forward as directed by the University Marshals. Again, we ask those of you in the audience to please hold your applause until the last name has been called. Receiving the degree Master of Arts, Jennifer Clark. Hallie Cooper Shumway. Marlene Hopkins. Premarian Mitlindasuta. Michael Seltzer. Melody Sherrard Redman. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Family and Consumer Sciences, Shawana Boyer. Receiving the degree Master of Music, Stephen Hanhold. Receiving the degree Master of Public Administration, Kadatu Dera. Amber Good. Carly Hyben. Jean-Paul Hill. Ronak Moradi. Fang Niu. Jamal Saxton. Alexandra Sidor. Michelle Smith. Nancy Vanek. Kevin Walter. Kimberly Weber. Ebony Young. Ayman Zakari. Receiving the degree Master of Science, Tarek Alanezi. Wafa Al-Joni. Yasir Al-Khalifa. Amani Al-Mutari. Huda Al-Kubaisi. Martin Awartwi. Scott Black. Eric Fernandez. Tahara Kanji. Sufarnat Jamanak. Bhumika Kadivar. Fazan Khatri. Ahmed Mohammed. Dinesh Kumar Nimathi. Krishna Osa. Dharmendra Pant. Ranasingha Aranchi Ranasingha. Micah Ruth. Rupa Singarupa. Lena Jung.
It's appropriate at this time that we give special recognition to those graduates who have demonstrated outstanding scholastic achievement in completing an undergraduate degree. On page 11 of your program, I believe, you will find an explanation of the criteria for awarding these special designations. Recipients of academic honors are also noted individually in your program. So as each group is called, I ask that its members please rise and they remain standing. As they do, audience, I encourage you to take notice of their honor cords, their stoles, their medallions that are being worn because they're symbols of their exceptional accomplishments. I also would ask that you just hold your applause until we've recognized everyone. So first, will we have those graduating summa cum laude please rise? Next, can we have those who are graduating magna cum laude please rise? Our ranks are growing. Will those graduating cum laude please rise? Will those graduating with highest distinction, high distinction, or distinction please rise? Will those from the Williams Honors Scholars please rise? And will those who have been inducted into collegiate honor societies also please rise? In addition to these scholars, we recognize those who have served our nation. Will the candidates who are veterans of the armed forces please rise? Congratulations to all, and we would like to recognize you. You can be seated. Now we will proceed with the conferral of the undergraduate degrees. Dr. Ramsier.
Will the graduating ROTC cadets please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of one of the undergraduate degrees at the University of Akron. With the approval of the faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive their undergraduate degree.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsier. Congratulations, and thank you for the service that you will render to our country. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who have fulfilled all of the requirements of your appropriate degree with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As our cadets come forward, I want to share some of the proud heritage of ROTC on our campus before they do so. The program, the ROTC program, has been regarded as an integral part of the university, a respected academic department that provides strong leadership and management courses and offers a minor in military science. Today, these cadets follow in the steps of a long line of military officers who began their distinguished careers at the University of Akron. Our Reserve Officers Training Program dates back to 1919. It's one of the oldest in the country. These cadets have excelled both by earning the bachelor's degree and by demonstrating the skills required to be commissioned officers in the armed forces of the United States. Based on what I have observed, and others have told me, I believe that they are very well prepared. In fact, I know that we all have high expectations for their success, and we are most grateful for their commitment to serve our country. Now, candidates, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called to the stage to be commissioned by Lieutenant Colonel Michael Gonzalez.
In appreciation and respect for all our cadets, we ask you to hold your applause and any acknowledgments of your individual student so that each candidate and their guests are able to hear their names read. From the Buchtel College of Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, Caleb Brown. Second Lieutenant Brown will be assigned to the Infantry Basic Officer Leader course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Braden Farley. Second Lieutenant Farley will be assigned to the Ordnance Basic Officer Leader course at Fort Lee, Virginia. From the LeBron James Family Foundation College of Education, receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Education, cum laude, Joshua Whiting. Second Lieutenant Whiting will be assigned to the 135th Military Police Company in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. From the College of Business Administration, receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, cum laude, Austin Mills. Second Lieutenant Mills will be assigned to the Ordnance Basic Officer Leader course at Fort Lee, Virginia. Lieutenant Colonel Gonzalez now will administer the oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Have been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States. In the grade of Second Lieutenant, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I do faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation
freely without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will and faithfully discharge
will and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office in which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Now President Wilson will present the commission certificate.
Will Dr. John Green, Dean of the Buchtel College of Arts and Sciences, please rise? Will the candidates for degrees from the Buchtel College of Arts and Sciences please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of one of the undergraduate degrees in the college. With the approval of the dean and the faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive their undergraduate degree.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsair. Congratulations again to you all. Now, exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon the recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the requirements, the appropriate degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibility of that degree. Now, candidates, would you please be seated for a moment? Candidates, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called on stage to receive your diploma. Please follow the directions of the university marshals, and I look forward to personally greeting each one of you as you walk across the stage.
In appreciation and respect for all our graduates, we would like you to hold your applause and any acknowledgments of your individual student so that our graduates and their guests are able to hear their names called. Receiving the degree, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, Myler Aqua. Danny Adams. Summa cum laude, David Aga Khan. Taylor Aiken. Jacob Allen. Taylor Alt. Rick Black. Adam Bonomo. Essence Bradley. Megan Brown. Magna cum laude, Sylvia Chris. Maria Clark. Rochelle Collins. Morgan Conrad. Benjamin Coy. Kara Crawford. Kaylee Dam. Kowal Das Gupta. Summa cum laude Brandon Dean. Kimera Dean. Cum laude Hannah Decker. Caitlin DaCosta, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in 2 disciplines. Cum laude Haley Demeter. Cum laude Michelle Deshawn. Sabria Dixon. Adam Emery. Ryan Engel. Cum laude Ahmed Fadlala. Summa cum laude Melissa Ferguson. Melissa Fitch. Taria Franklin. Summa cum laude Matthew France. Joshua Gibson. Magna cum laude Benjamin Green. Brittany Gump. Summa cum laude Jacqueline Hamilton. Alexander Hardy. Spencer Heath. Emily Heffelfinger. Brian Hildenbrand. Jameen Hotstetler. Danielle Howe. Summa cum laude Whitney Irizarry. Summa cum laude Nicole Jesser. Mackenzie Jones. Katie King. Andrew Kinzel. Bonnie Kopp. Erin Kovacs. Samuel Kraus. Summa cum laude Alexa Lago. Alexander Lorenzen. Scott Love. David Matheny. Summa cum laude Lauren McDowell. Nicene McNeil. Joshua Minhinnick. Jacob Nagel, also receiving Associate of Arts. Nathan Neal. Diana Nikolic. Kaylee Ondash. Danielle Ozello. Frank Panetti. Larissa Pappas. Cum laude Skylar Pierce. Cum laude Samantha Rangel. Brianna Rankin. Cum laude Zoe Reese. Elizabeth Reinhardt. Brittany Rhodes. Summa cum laude Baron Riedthaler. Sydney Rigby. Hamilton Robinson. Alexandra Rogers. Luria Ruiz. Kenneth Saltrick II. Summa cum laude Bailey Sandin. Lauren Shearer. Tyler Schrader. Kim Scherger. Magna cum laude Christopher Seifert. Mackenzie Sells. Cum laude David Shahada. Magna cum laude Morgan Smith. David Spontarelli, also receiving Associate of Arts. Katarina Sprankle. Kyle Spreitzer. Sylvia Sykes. Summa cum laude Thomas Taylor. Magna cum laude Miranda Toman. Eric Trimble. Cum laude Chris Ulmer. Summa cum laude Sarah Urbank. Summa cum laude Melissa Urian. Amanda Wall. Richard Waldron Cook. Magna cum laude Chad Weaver. Marion Werlin. Nicholas Wiesand. Sapufa White. Magna cum laude Natasha Williams. Magna cum laude Kendra Wilson. Samantha Wright. Summa cum laude Julie Yaki. Kevin Young. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Business and Organizational Communication, John Stitt. Congratulations. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Family and Child Development, Hiba Almadara. Maisha Beckham. Tiana Cherry, also receiving Associate of Arts. Monique Dunning. Lady Fair Jr. Emily Huey. Carolyn Clients. Alexandria Miller. Kristen Patterson. Ashley Power. Courtney Powers. Alyssa Rowan. William Charlotte. Summa cum laude, Brianna Starman. Taylor Stevenson. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Fashion Merchandising, Elise Daniel. Shanice Dewberry. Rachel Horton. Haley O'Bannon. Treyana Smith.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Anthropology, cum laude, Patricia Andrews. Cum laude, Matthew Barnes. Delante Marshall. Christina Martin. Maricinia McNear. Joshua Murphy. Brianna Rummer. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Interior Design, Megan Hamer. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Interpersonal and Public Communication, Robert Baylash Jr. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies. Receiving the degree in Multidisciplinary Studies, Christina Bass. Shayna Freed. Antonio Kennedy Jr. Nathan Rausch. Teresa Sanker. Rochelle Schenk. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts, cum laude, Brianna Brewer, also receiving with distinction Associate of Applied Business and Computer Information Systems, Web Development. Magna cum laude, Elizabeth Church. Cum laude, Jacqueline Hale. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Music, summa cum laude, Zachary Bennett. Summa cum laude, Vincent Ciulo. Alexis Philby. Summa cum laude, Kirsten Jenkins. Summa cum laude, Robert Subnosky Jr. Sloan Stackliff. Magna cum laude, Hannah Westfield. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, Scott Adams. Cum laude, Asma Alzenbaki. Krista Barrowcliffe. Joshua Beaucamp. Ian Boyles. Ryan Bunker. Donald Eddy. Jacqueline Idom. Grant Gilmore. Mariah Justo. Brandy Good. Allison Grimes. Sultana Hamdi. Dominique Heck. Magna cum laude, Tyler Hushauer. Summa cum laude, Nicholas Jackson. Victor Jones. Summa cum laude, Madison Kaiser. Trent Kenry. Aaron Lenahan. Maram Matar. Stephanie McNutt. Borjana Milkovich. Cum laude, Ryan Millish. Alexandria Wen. Magna cum laude, Christopher Ross, also receiving with high distinction, Associate of Applied Business and Computer Information Systems. Shara Ross. Ryan Russell. Jillian Sauer. Timothy Schmucker, receiving Bachelor of Science in 2 disciplines and also receiving Associate of Arts and Associate of Science. Magna cum laude, Alana Snyder. Trent Gordon. Magna cum laude, Trent Howard. Cum laude, Michael Vigorito, also receiving with distinction, Associate of Applied Science in Emergency Medical Service Technology. Summa cum laude, Zachary Zimmer. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Brian Boggs. Peter Jindra. Zachary Orzak Lay. Eric Vesfalls. Ryan Wake. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Political Science, Criminal Justice, Amanda Brown. Courtney Brown. David Duncan. Spencer Forshee. Trent Gordon. Magna cum laude, Trent Howard. Jampanya Kantacombe. Cum laude, Vincent Piccoli. Christopher Schiavone. Dwight Scott Jr. Delisa Chiro. Zachary Snader. Leslie Stoneman. Cum laude, Brandon Wharton. Receiving the degree Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice Technology with distinction, Joshua Adamescu. With distinction, Brianna Cotterman. With high distinction, Lauren Fletcher. Melvin Hodge III. John Sims. Diamond Yates. Receiving the degree Associate of Applied Science in Early Childhood Development, Ari Davis.
So, class of 2016, it's now time to signify your brand new status as graduates by turning your tassel to the left side of your mortar boards. Proceed, and congratulations. I love the shout outs, by the way. Now's your chance. So I absolutely love this. In fact, we're going to try something a little bit different. So graduates, as I talked about in my remarks, no one makes this journey to this day alone. In fact, you've been supported by so many ways by those folks that are giving you the shout outs, whether they're your parents, grandparents, spouse, significant others, friends, your children. In many cases, they have worked and they've sacrificed much to help you achieve this dream. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is, I think it's appropriate that you acknowledge your family members and friends who are here today. So you guys stand, turn and face them, and give them a shout out. I love it, I love it, I love it. So, while I all have you standing, I'm going to invite everybody to rise and join with Catherine Miller in singing our alma mater. The words of our alma mater are found on page 37 of your program.
Close beside Cuyahoga's waters, stream of amber hue,
Thank you. You can please be seated for the final portion of our commencement ceremony this day. So graduates, now you are officially alumni of the University of Akron. So I will ask Mr. William Coleman, graduate of class of 2008 and 2010, and also our Director of Alumni Relations, to welcome you into the University of Akron Alumni Association. Mr. Coleman.
Thank you, President Wilson, and congratulations, fellow alumni. As we draw near the end of this special commencement ceremony, a day which you have indeed earned, you will rise from your seat and walk out those doors, a proud graduate of the University of Akron. Before you do, know that you are about to become part of a larger family. A family made up of 175,000 Akron alumni spanning the world. In 1870, this university was founded on the principles of equal education and philanthropy. Just 3 years later, our university, then known as Buchtel College, graduated its first student, a woman named Susie Chamberlain, who earned a Bachelor of Science degree. That year, Buchtel College graduated 4 students. This weekend, we graduate nearly 1,400. That is 1,400 graduates who will join a solid foundation of Akron alumni, grounded in achievement, one with a reputation for putting our heads down and going to work. We are national champions. We are business owners, award-winning writers, artists, educators, and most recently, Olympic medalists. Woo! We are the Akron Blue and Gold, and we Zips are everywhere, and we take care of our own. As Alumni Director, I extend to each of you an invitation to build and strengthen this common bond, to stay involved with your alma mater, from recruiting new Zips to mentoring current ones, to sharing your professional experiences to a class where you once were a student, and when given the opportunity, to hire Zips. For there now exists among us all an eternal linkage, and your achievements will add to the collective success of our institution, our community, our nation, and our world. On behalf of more than 175,000 alumni worldwide, I am pleased and very honored to welcome you as members of the University of Akron Alumni Association. Best wishes in all you do, fellow alumni, and go Zips!
Thank you for those remarks. The class of 2016's response will be delivered today by Christopher Ross. But before he does this, please allow me to tell you a little bit about Chris. He transferred to our university in the year 2011. Today he graduates magna cum laude from the Buchtel College of Arts and Sciences, having earned a Bachelor of Science in Biology with an overall GPA of 3.66. Chris has made the Dean's List every semester since spring of 2012, and the President's List every semester since fall of 2015. He's participated in research with Dr. Jordan Renna since November of 2013, focusing on immune histochemistry and the development of methods to trace and print 3D neurons. A member of Phi Delta Epsilon International Medical Fraternity since 2013, Chris is also the founding member and president of the Neuroscience Club at our university. He's worked at a medical scribe at an emergency room in Youngstown for more than 2 years, and he's advanced to chief scribe, entrusted with hiring, training, scheduling, and managing new scribes. Chris is also an Eagle Scout and has volunteered for many years at Camp Manitowoc with a particular interest in climbing and rappelling. Despite pleas from Dr. Renna to remain with him as a graduate student, Chris's dream is to become a physician and he has been accepted to Ohio University's Heritage College of Osteopathic Medicine. Chris is the son of Don and Kathy Kors of Parma, Ohio. Chris, we are honored to invite you to address the fall 2016 graduating class.
Thank you, President Wilson, and thank you, Mr. Coleman, for your welcome to the University of Akron Alumni Association. On behalf of the Fall 2016 graduating class, I proudly accept your invitation to continue our relationship with the alma mater by joining the Alumni Association. Fellow graduates, thank you for the opportunity to speak on your behalf. For those of you who have had the opportunity to do the climbing wall here on campus or elsewhere, you know the feeling of success you get when you finish climbing a route. Today, we all get to experience that feeling, because the feeling of success you get when you make it to the top of that wall, it feels like this moment of triumph. After years of lectures, labs, and tests, we have finally walked across this stage. Fellow graduates, we made it to the top of our wall. The similarities between rock climbing and earning a degree go far beyond this one moment. Before we started working towards our degree, we looked at a large, daunting challenge ahead of us and were probably intimidated. But with encouragement from our friends and family, we accepted the challenge, made a plan, and enrolled at the University of Akron. And we began to climb. For many of us, our college plans changed once or twice, or perhaps many times. During this climb, you had to adapt to unexpected challenges, and which may have prompted you to take you an alternative route. This alternative route included many handholds and footholds that you had not previously noticed. This could be meeting new people and advisors, friends, and mentors. It could also be discovering that you appreciated a different field of study. These unexpected features made the journey more interesting and perhaps much more fulfilling. There's another important aspect of rock climbing that has that parallels our academic ascent, the belayer, a kind of climbing partner who keeps you safe when you become overwhelmed and exhausted and possibly losing your grip and falling becomes a reality. But because of your belayer, you don't fall far. Looking back, you can probably recall the individual or individuals who served as your belayers. When you slipped, they caught us. When we were tired, they helped us take a break. And when we faltered, they encouraged us to keep climbing. But remember this, even though they were there for you when you absolutely needed them, they did not pull you up the wall. You got where you are with your own strength and hard work. Now that we have reached the top of our climb, you, your belayers, and your fellow climbers can appreciate the journey you just completed. Then we move forward to the next chapters of our lives. Some of us are on a multi-pitch climb, which means after taking a small break, we will start climbing again. Perhaps we will attend graduate school, take post-bac classes, or enter the workforce. Others will belay for someone else who's important in their lives and will help them achieve their goals. Whatever your future plans, remember the lessons we have learned on this climb. Stay flexible, expect unforeseeable challenges, adapt to routes as needed, and finally, remember that success or failure is ultimately up to you. And with that, I leave you with this quote that is especially appropriate for this occasion. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Congratulations, class of 2016, and good luck on your future endeavors.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the Akron Blue and Gold, our well-known fight song, which has come to represent so many aspects of excellence and student success here at the university. Now, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the many individuals whose great work made this ceremony possible. First, let's thank our musicians, beginning with our vocalist, Ms. Catherine Miller. Our guitarist, Mr. Tyler Splizzo. And Dr. Christopher Blaha and the University of Akron Brass Choir. Let us also thank the University Marshals, whom you see in their gold robes. They are faculty and staff members who helped us organize and facilitate this ceremony, and without them, this wouldn't be possible, so thank you. And last but not least, let us please thank our interpreter, Dr. John Setterwell. And so, we now conclude our commencement ceremony. On behalf of the trustees, the faculty, and the University of Akron family everywhere, I wish you much happiness, much success, and many happy returns to your alma mater. And to all of you, best wishes for a joyous holiday season and a phenomenal 2017.
As we conclude our commencement exercises, we ask the stage party to please rise and remain standing. We ask our graduates to rise and remain standing. Guests of our graduates, please remain seated until our recessional has concluded. We also suggest that you meet your graduate in Goodrich Lobby. Thank you for attending the 219th commencement exercises at the University of Akron.